Allen Lazard, Allen Lazard, Allen Lazard. Some more struggles in practice, not a good sign for what's to come this season. We talk about it here on the show.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh Darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rodgers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh Darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been on.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Good morning. What's poppin', everybody? Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And, well, stop me if you've heard this before, but Allen Lazard continues to struggle at practice, dropping passes all over the place. And here's the problem, because some people be like, pulling an Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice? Practice? We're talking about practice? Yeah, we're talking about practice because this practice is more important for Allen Lazard than other people. Why is that? Well, he's the primary backup to Mike Williams, who isn't practicing right now. And quite frankly, isn't going to be practicing anytime soon. He's not even expected to practice at the beginning of training camp, which means time is of the essence for old Allen Lazard. And we got a full column in the YouTube description down below if you guys would like to click and follow along for some additional details here. But Lazard needs to show right now that he deserves to not only be on this team, quite frankly, but that he deserves to be a part of this offense. And if he's struggling now, like I was hearing Zach Rosenblatt on the Can't Wait podcast talk about a one-on-one rep with Quantez Stiggers, who, by the way, I am very high on Quantez Stiggers. I think not only is he going to make the team, I think he's going to be a future starter. But he's one-on-one, $44 million wide receiver, one-on-one against Quantez Stiggers, who played in the CFL last year and didn't play any college football, beat Allen Lazard in this one-on-one rep. And you're like, wow, you'd think the veteran would kind of show the youngster what's up and what's popping. But if Lazard doesn't show now that he's deserving to be here, especially with Aaron Rodgers back, okay, last year was a disaster. So far, 1 year in, Allen Lazard looks like one of the biggest free agent busts in New York Jets history. And we've had a lot of guys, Trumaine Johnson, to name a few, Le'Veon Bell, we've had a lot. And you could go to a variety of positions. And, it couldn't get any worse. So the thought was, okay, Allen Lazard heading into 2024, this season, he can only be better because he can't be worse. So you could kind of wash away some of the stuff from last year because he was catching passes from Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson wasn't really good, so what could he have possibly done? But it seemed like he kind of quit on the team. Seemed like he was a healthy scratch multiple times last year. That didn't seem like he was. Allen Lazard obviously didn't have the production. He deflected blame. That's not the kind of leadership skills that you want to see. He was asked, the struggles of this season. He kept blaming it on other people. And that kind of caught the ire of some of the reporters going, what's going on, man? Where are you putting the blame for this season? Now we get to hear where Aaron Rodgers is fully participating. There's no more Zach Wilson excuse anymore. And Lazard has been struggling. And I was speaking with Zach Rosenblatt on the Can't Wait podcast and also in some of his columns. It seems like Allen Lazard is destined for a bench role. Because here's the thing. Right now, he's getting starter reps because Mike Williams is out. But Allen Lazard doesn't play special teams. So let's go through the wide receiver depth chart real quick. Garrett Wilson's wide receiver 1. Wide receiver 2 is Mike Williams. Wide receiver 3 is either Malachi Corley or Xavier Gibson, whoever's playing the slot. So Lazard's already starting off on the bench. And then you think of guys like Irv Charles. We mentioned Xavier Gibson. And then you're pushing Lazard into wide receiver 4 or 5 range, but he doesn't play special teams, which means he's not going to be an active game day participant during the week, which means he's going to be the most expensive backup in Jets franchise history. that he possibly, we saw a little bit at the end of last year where he was healthy scratch. A team said, we're going to look at other guys. They might be looking at other guys the entire year. And what Allen Lazard may prove to be is Mike Williams' injury insurance. And what a hell of an injury insurance. That's an expensive injury insurance. That if Mike Williams is somehow compromised by this torn ACL last year and can't immediately come in, maybe they'll have to rely on Allen Lazard. Yikes. And as I see Darren say here immediately, give those reps to Jason Browner. That damn straight, that's probably where they're going to go. We also have NY Flight Jets talk here in the building, screaming Boy Green from the rooftops. We'll give you a little nugget on New York Flight Jets talk in a bit. We'll open up the phone lines a little bit later. But starting a new show for a handful of weeks. It'll be kind of a hit and bang, and then it'll be gone. It'll be here in the middle of June, be here for like a couple months, and then it'll disappear before the season. But if you take pictures, it'll last longer. So feel free. I'll talk to you guys more about that in a little bit. But that's the thing with Allen Lazard is, when they signed him, I got excited. And last year, when they signed him, I got excited because that, to me, was a precursor that Aaron Rodgers coming. You're not signing Allen Lazard to that kind of money. If Aaron Rodgers wasn't coming, was kind of my mindset. So I said, this is a precursor to this. And it kind of goes back to, this is a different story and proved to be poor ultimately. But a couple years ago in the NBA, there was a thought that wherever Kevin Durant went, Kyrie Irving would come with him. And Kyrie Irving at the time was a bit of an albatross, a very talented player. Now he's in the NBA Finals. We could talk about that in a little bit too. But we were talking about teams on my radio show that'd be willing to take Kevin Durant if you had to take, at the time, the baggage of Kyrie Irving. And I went like, well, I love Durant enough where I would take the baggage of Kyrie. In this case, I like Aaron Rodgers enough where I would take the baggage of Allen Lazard. And Allen Lazard was even worse than I thought. So he proved last year that obviously he can't be a wide receiver too. That's relied upon consistently to be the Robin to Garrett Wilson's Batman, which is a very important position because Garrett Wilson is going to get a lot of targets. No one has more targets than he has coming into the league. Okay, 2 years in, he's been getting the rock, and that's going to come a lot more frequently with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. Garrett Wilson, I saw one of those ESPN advanced stats. He had the most uncatchable targets thrown his way, tied for the league lead. That number obviously is going to change, and they're going to be able to, get some more action. But someone else has to step up to the plate, or teams are just going to double team Garrett Wilson and dare whoever the other guy is to step up to the plate. I see here we have who asked this question, Phil. How long are we stuck with Lazard and his contract, Paul? Like, it is I don't want to say impossible because the Buffalo Bills traded Stephon Diggs and paid him more money to leave than to stay, which is crazy. So I guess nothing is ever impossible. But Lazard this year, if they cut him, the Jets, it'd be an $18 million dead cap hit. It would cost them, in the same situation as Stephon, it would cost them more to move on from him than to keep him. So it seems very unlikely that they move on from him, despite all of this stuff going on. The only way I could see them truly getting rid of him is if Lazard was the albatross in terms of the locker room cancer guy that there was a few shades and signs of at the end of last year where, he just seemed to be rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. If we get more of that, maybe the Jets would pull the plug and blow that thing up. But there is a chance the Jets can get rid of Allen Lazard next year. That's a $6 million dead cap hit and change, which is more feasible. And to be honest, like I said, Robert Salah accidentally told the public when they believe they're getting rid of Allen Lazard. Remember, Black Friday postgame, Jets-Dolphins, the horrible second half, which was god-awful. And the Jets lose. Robert Salah steps up to the podium. He's asked about Allen Lazard. Not only does he question his manhood, saying, he's got to recapture his edge. I'm going to tell you, as a man, that is the most insulting thing another person can tell about you, especially your boss, in this case, your head coach, says, I wonder if he can find that it factor again, that, the quotient of edge like that, to me, is insulting. And not to say, that Salah was out of line. He never calls players out, but the fact that he never calls players out and he went to that length, how far did Allen Lazard push him? That's my question. But also in that answer, he started to say, Allen Lazard's going to be here for a long time, and then he stops himself in the middle of the press conference. This is Robert Salah after the Jets-Dolphins Black Friday game last year. And he goes, he's going to be here for a long time. Well, for the next year and a half. And then a lot of people went, next year and a half? What the hell is he talking about? He's on a 4-year deal for $44 million. And what Salah meant was the Jets can get out of his contract next offseason in 2025. Now, fans may say, Paul, what's the big deal? We've been talking about that for weeks. Yeah, we, the fans, have been talking about it. It's not often that coaches publicly reference the fact that, oh boy, can't wait to get out of that thing next summer. Like, that's a weird thing to say. And if he said that, that means they were talking about it behind the scenes. That means perhaps before they go on camera, Salah's over Douglas, like smoking a cigarette at the bar. And he's just like, this Lazard guy. Yeah, I know Salah. We can get rid of him next year. Okay. All right, I got to go do this presser. Flicks the cigarette, comes on over. I mean, come on, baby. What are we talking about? I just, unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of you remember that. It was a viral press clipping. Maybe I can find it real quick and play it for you. Yeah, we should. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I didn't anticipate playing that on the show, but I just could not believe what he said about that. That was wild, quite frankly. Let me see if I can do a quick Twitter search to find that. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, my goodness. This is, this is a clip. Okay, here, I'm going to just play this from Twitter. We'll see if it loads up. If not, I'll download the video for you guys so you guys can see it. Yeah, here we go. I couldn't believe this happened. So here we go. Again, let's look at the date because I tweet these videos the day of. All right, so this is November 24th, again, after the Black Friday game. Okay, let's just, I won't read the quote. We'll just play this. Here we go. Let's play it.
Allen was down. Obviously, my decision. There's things that we all need to get better at, including him. He's going to be here for a long time, for the next year and a half.
Did you hear that? He's going to be here for a long time. I'm going to rewind that so you guys can hear that. Hear that? He says he's going to be here for a long time. He stops himself, and it says, "Well, for the next year and a half." Here you go. Rehear that.
A long time for the next year and a half.
Let me go back a little further. Here you
go. He's going to be here for a long time for the next year and a half. He's going to be a part of this, and just wanted to make sure. One, I wanted to give some of the younger guys an opportunity to play, and two, he's, it's kind of a challenge to see if he can recapture the edge and who he is, and
recapture the edge and who he is. Oh my God. Again, Salah, the context is important because even him calling out here, that's pretty bad if he calls people out all the time. But specifically, Salah never calls people out. And for him to do this publicly in front of everybody, recapture your edge, find again who he is. Let's rewind that again. What?
It's kind of a challenge to see if he can recapture the edge, and
benching him is a challenge to see if he can recapture the edge. Oh my!
And who he is, and the person that we have a lot of faith in. He's a good football player. I do believe that, but let
me just translate that for you. He does not believe that, but they paid him $44 million, so he is paid to say that he is. But go ahead,
Allen. He'll be back sooner rather than later.
When you say recapture the edge, you feel like he lost.
Okay, so this is Josina Anderson saying, wait a second, did you just say he has to recapture the edge as in he lost the edge?
No, it's just edge is probably the wrong word. I'm sorry. He hasn't been playing up to, I'll speak for him. I don't think he's played up to his standard. And I think he's just, everyone's kind of pressing on that side of the ball to try to make something happen. And, there's just obviously parts of his game that need to get better.
Yeah. No shit there, Salah. Okay. But like, here's the thing. Let me just tell you, there are things that you can't say in a public setting. And then someone goes, what did you just say? And you're like, that was probably the wrong word. So like, for instance, if I'm like, hey, my sister, you're ugly. And she's like, what'd you just say? I'm like, ugly was probably the wrong word. Like, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. He lost the edge. This benching was a public challenge to say, hey, can he get the edge back? Good Lord. So I just, boy. See, this is where I struggle because if Lazard can't pick it up now with Rodgers, that was our all default thing, right? So last year, right? Someone says, the first couple of weeks with Lazard, right? There's a couple of moments, he had the great touchdown catch from Zach Wilson, who ripped it in the red zone. That was Lazard's only touchdown catch of the year. He also had a big one. I'm pretty sure it was the same Chiefs game. Zach Wilson rolls out to the right, throws it deep downfield. Lazard hauls it in. There's been a couple of flashes, couple of moments, but certainly not $44 million worth. But I think a lot of us, despite the fact how bad last year was, and it was bad. I mean, it was terrible. He was terrible on the field. Like I said, off the field, it seemed like he was being very, lazy and deflecting of blame. It was really bad. Okay. But despite all that, I think all of us Jet fans could say the same thing because of his contract structure. He was going to be here in 2024. But I think a lot of us said, well, with Aaron Rodgers, it's got to be better because it can't be worse. Like, at least there's some alternate universe where there's a pre-existing chemistry between Allen Lazard and Aaron Rodgers. Like, there's something there that has to be tapped into. Like, even Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, who we're all excited for, like, they had to build their relationship. They had never worked together prior to Rodgers being on the team. At least there was this preordained thing, this preordained chemistry with Lazard, so that's got to count for something, right? So far, early returns, no. And again, while some of you may just be saying, Paul, let's not overreact here to OTA practice. Let's not overreact here to this I don't want to say beginning portion because we've been in the offseason for a while, but phase 3 here is technically what we're in the middle of right now. Like, why are we overreacting to this? Because this is the time for Lazard. If Lazard doesn't step up now, he's not going to play on Sundays. The only way he will is if Mike Williams is compromised by injury. That will open the back door for Lazard to get PT. But if Mike Williams is healthy, and there's a lot of people that believe by the time the season comes he will be, or middle of training camp, whatever it's going to be, then Lazard is not getting on the field. He will be the most expensive backup in the NFL and will be nothing more than injury insurance for one of the outside receivers. That's how it is currently pegged to do, and that destiny ain't changing unless Lazard starts making some plays in practice and, quite frankly, showing the effort necessary for the coaches to change their minds. That's the conversation at this point, which, like I said, is friggin' stunning. And I had not heard that clip since I don't know when, maybe back during the Dolphins game. So I appreciate it. Whoever brought that up and it came back up, I just unfriggin' believable. I'm still in shock that those are the things that came out of Salah's mouth. Crazy. All right, let me answer some comments and questions here. Feel free to like the video, hit subscribe. We've got 300 people in the room. That's a free way any of you guys can contribute. But if you'd like to go the extra mile, feel free to use the YouTube Super Chat feature. You guarantee your comment gets answered here on the program. Also, the other option is the Boy Green Super Fan Club, where you can join for a small fee every month to help support the show and keep the lights on, baby. Yes, so shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for finally punching their ticket to the NBA Finals. Celtics have been there a while, just kind of waiting around, sipping Mai Tais, but welcome to the party, Dallas. That first game is next Thursday, so excellent. So shout out to the Mavs. Wonderful. Coffee Club Unite, welcome. Zoinks! Yep, that's right, baby. Welcome. Rangers suck. Oof, sorry, John Sauer, for that. Like button, as James says here. Like it up, baby. Phil says, Lazard, Hack, and just about everyone Rodgers brought over are just his friends and not good at their craft. Yeah, they didn't bring back guys like Randall Cobb. Billy Turner is another friend of his that did not come back. So, yeah, some of the Wonder Pals were not great. And some of his friends were shipped out, as some of you have brought up here. Kevin Bracco says, Luka over Tatum. We'll see. We will see. Luka hasn't been on the stage before. Jason Tatum has. I'll be curious to see what kind of guy we get here. Yes, and New York Flight Jets talk. Let me pull that up real quick. Yep, like I said, I'll give you guys all the juicy deets that Connor put out on Twitter. Let me see. What was this? Yes. Let me throw this up on the screen. Here's a little graphic we have. So, guys, another show that you guys will have to stay tuned to. Here it is from Connor, New York Flights Jets Talk. He's proud to announce a new weekly show with Boy Green. It'll be In the Huddle with Boy Green and Connor. The show will be live every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time starting June 17th. The show will be on his channel, my Twitter, and his Twitter. And you guys can check it out. So it'll be Monday nights from June 17th to some point in August or July. I can't remember which one it was, but it'll be for a little while, and it'll be an additional show. So we'll still have the Boy Green Dailies every morning. We'll still have the Woody shows every Tuesday, Thursday. Just another show in the rotation for you guys. So shout out to Connor for reaching out, and we made that happen, baby. John Sauer says, can we trade Lazard for a bag of donuts and coffee, or is that too much? I would probably, I think the coffee shop would be like, can we counter? You know, can we look at the other options? We'll see. William said there's also 2 wide receiver UDFAs who will compete against Lazard. That's true. Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gibson, and perhaps there's more on the roster. Irv Charles is a special teamer. I just don't know where Lazard's going to fit. He's going to make the team because of his contract, but I'm just kind of curious where he fits in the rotation because not the good. Not the good. Yes, we can't get rid of him. Welcome back, Cam. 631 Laser, baby. He's been going through some stuff, so it's great to have Cam back here in the building. It's been long overdue, Cam, so welcome back to the show, man. Welcome back to the show. Hope you're doing okay. It's been a long time. Let's see. Keep the questions coming. Let's go. We got Johnny Boy in the chat. Very nice. Mr. McMoney. Lazy Lazard. Gotta go. Let's see. Shadow Realm. Salah can't just say he's lost his edge. He 1,000% said that. I couldn't, because I watched the pressers live because they stream the Salah pressers, and I almost spit out my drink. I was at my parents' house for Thanksgiving, and I was doing my stuff in the office, and I could not believe. I said, no friggin' way he just said that, and I couldn't tweet that clip out fast enough. I was like, no way, I didn't just hear that. Jared B says 18 million and a wasted roster is twice as bad as just 18 million. Perhaps, like I said, maybe the Jets will be pushed here to a certain point, and then they will just bite the bullet, bite the sheets, and just remove him. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not getting that sense right now. Mr. McMoney, hey, ho, ho, Lazy Lazard has got to go. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Mr. McMoney, for the super chat, baby. That is beautiful. And a good song, too. I think we could turn that into a full remix. Yeah. Unbelievable. We've had a lot of bad free agent signings in Jets history, but he is there. He is up there. Peter Campisi says, when the Pats come on, then we will find out. Dude has to show because there's other hungry guys waiting. And the other thing, because we had Green Bean, and by the way, Green Bean, long time coming. I haven't done a show of Green Bean in might be a year plus, might be even longer than that. We did that yesterday at 3 o'clock. So if you guys missed that live show, you could go in my live section. I did it yesterday at 3 in the afternoon with Woody. So some OTA recap stuff from the week. So check that out. If you guys wanted to, a lot of you guys been asking about Green Bean, me and Green Bean doing something together. That show was yesterday at 3 o'clock. We got 30 minutes with Green Bean. That was a lot of fun. So we'll see. And when we're talking with him, him and Woody were more on Lazard. Let's see what's up. Like, let's not overreact, but I don't know. For me, it's hard not to. And there it is. There's Tia who tuned into the show. Boy Green really enjoyed the show yesterday with Woody and Green Bean. Yeah. Every Thursday on our afternoon show, Woody, I'm trying to get a different Jets guest on. We'll have Will Parkinson next Thursday. So I'm like rotating the guests. So you guys might see some of your favorite Jets content creators hopping on every Thursday for that 3 o'clock show. Tuesday it'll be me and Woody, and Thursday we'll bring in a different guest. Paul, is your dad a Mavs fan? He is not. My dad is a Celtics fan, which is how I became a Celtics fan. My dad is from Gardner, Mass. That's where he was born. My mother was born in Rhode Island, so there's a lot of New England stuff from that perspective. That's how I became a Celtics fan. And again, you're a product of your environment. Normally, what your family is cheering for or putting around you is what you become. That's how I became a Celtics fan. It was very easy. My dad was really passionate about it, and so was my other family. That was the one team or something they could rally around. But the Jets was my own. I am the only Jet fan in the house. In my house. My fiance is obviously a Jets fan. My unborn baby's a Jet fan. Zariah Luna, my daughter's a Jets fan. Everyone's Jet fans, baby. Johnny Boy says, I've been saying it. I think Lazard will be the one cut. That would be interesting. And then you go to the other side. Jackson Valente on YouTube says, the past success of Rodgers Lazard is worth keeping around. You never know if they can rekindle that chemistry. Plus, that could be a nice insurance policy. If someone goes down and you have Lazard stepping up, maybe, he can get something out of him. You can only hope. Kevin, when are you having Jake Asman? I was going to get him. It was either this Thursday or next Thursday, but he had something going on. So we will have Jake back on soon. For sure. All right, let me open up the phone lines. We've got 400 people in the room right now, so we appreciate you. If you guys would like to hop on, you're watching on Heavy on Jets, which we appreciate. Thank you to Heavy for supporting the show. Or perhaps you're watching on Twitter at BoyGreen25. And what you guys can do is hop on over to youtube.com/BoyGreen25, and you can hop on the show. I'm putting in the video call-in link right now, baby. Video call in link. All right, here we go, baby. Let's put that in there. And it is. If you guys would like to call into the show, that is the pinned message on YouTube, baby. So go ahead and click that. You'll pop up in my green room here. As long as you're in a relatively quiet place, we can bring you on the show. People have called in for their cars, their houses, and God knows, work. I mean, shoot, they've called from a little bit of everywhere. So feel free to call into the show if you have any questions. And booyah, just like that, we got a bunch of people calling on the show. Well, mama, everyone was ready. All right. Bobby has reclaimed his place in first place as the first caller, so let's bring in Bobby Midnight on the show.
Hey, how you doing, Paul? You're awesome as usual.
Thanks, pal. Hey, are you back at your halfway house? Because you're at the Palace yesterday.
Yeah, no, that didn't work. You're just picking up the last couple
of items here, or what? What happened?
It didn't work out.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Well, keep searching. The house market can be tough. Yeah.
I did the background for my my new show, and it didn't work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you should jump on. Guess who came on? King Lowski yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Rob from Glen Head.
Well, you said you don't have a normal time you're on, right?
No, I just waited till everybody finishes up.
Oh,
I see. Yesterday went during the dinner time. That was a horrible time. But yesterday I went after Jake's and we were on for 3 hours.
Wow. Okay.
I let everybody come on and just talk.
That's nice. You're a nice guy.
I know. I like what I do. I used to do it a long time ago, but I haven't done it. And these two people, the Sports Fairy, say you got to do it every day or else you're not going to do anything on YouTube. You got to do it every day.
As someone who has done it every day for the last year and a half, I will tell you it's a dedication for sure.
Yes.
But I would say every day is a lot. So if you don't do it every day, but you should do it pretty consistently. That's how you kind of gain people that are coming in.
That's what he said, consistently.
Right. So every Tuesday, Thursday, I do a 3:00 show. And to be honest, that show does not do as well as Boy Green Daily in the mornings. But I feel like if I just keep consistent with it, people will eventually
on that
come.
show, do you have call-ins?
No, so maybe that's why.
Maybe you need call-ins. I like Woody too. I like you and Woody together.
I appreciate that.
Why are you doing that? Is that kind of long, the young kid? You doing?
Say it one more time.
Is that young kid kind of long? You said.
Oh, Connor. Yeah. So we're doing a show. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. It'll be, I think, Monday nights. Yeah, Monday nights. I think it's Monday nights at 9:00. Will be a new show.
He just got out of school then, right? He's out of school.
He must be. I mean, that must be the reason he reached out to set it up.
Said, right? June 17th.
June 17th. Yep, that's Monday night, June 17th. And then I'm doing it for a couple of weeks or months with him, whatever it is. It doesn't go into the season. I think it's till August something. But he wanted to do it.
To go back to school. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he called in Jake's show yesterday to talk to.
He's a good kid.
He is. Isn't he smart? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. He's coming to take my job. That's what's happening. He's coming to take my job.
He's 12. He's only 12.
That's crazy.
I know. He's amazing. How's your dad doing?
Good. He's doing great. I just saw him. He was just in town for the baby stuff, so that was very nice. And then he'll be back in a couple of months because we're going to do some sports stuff here for Labor Day weekend. So that's a couple months away, but he'll be back up.
Oh, don't rush the summer. Please do not rush.
That's true.
Summer.
We got to enjoy it, baby.
Yeah, we don't want the summer, especially when you live where we live. Do you want Winter to come back?
Do I want winter to come back? I don't mind winter, but I
Well,
don't
where
like.
you live, you get more snow probably than I do.
Yeah, New York. Yeah. I get a lot of snow. Right on. I'm
Yeah,
right
so
on Ontario.
don't
Yeah.
pray for the winter to come so fast.
Okay, that's a good
All
call,
right,
Bobby.
so yeah, no, your dad's gonna be on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, today's Friday. You're right, Bobby. I'm glad you know my schedule because I certainly don't. Yeah,
Well,
he'll
I
be
know.
on tomorrow. Yes.
I missed a couple of shows. Lost
Yeah, it's
my
okay.
streak. I'm
I
sorry.
understand.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Have
All
a
right,
great
sounds
day.
good. There you go. Go subscribe to Bobby's channel, baby. He is one of a kind. All right, let's keep the train rolling here. We'll jump over. We got Tio joining us here on the show. What's up, Tio? Wow. Okay, you were not kidding
Hey.
about the inverted shirt. Wow, that pops.
I said I promised to come on with
You
the part 2 of the shirt brigade. So
You're like
there you
Mr.
go.
Clean. That is wow. That is sharp. I
Thank
hope you're
you.
getting a lot of like you're walking down the hall, you get a lot of whistles, like, and you're like, oh, hey now. Like I hope you're getting a lot of that action with that outfit. Yeah.
You know, if I was in New York or in New York City, I'd probably get a lot of fanfare. But I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida, so
Dolphin
not
country.
so much. I mean,
Yeah.
there's maybe 1 or 2 people every once in a while say, "Hey, I'm a Jets fan," and point and
Oh.
look at me and say "great shirt" or something like that. But
I
thank you.
Of course.
I have to come on here. I have to come on your show and other shows to show off my Jets gear and get some kind of adulation from it. So
I
I
like it.
appreciate that. Thank you
course.
so much. First of all, like I said in the comments, really enjoyed the show with you, Woody, and Green Bean.
Mhm.
You know, I remember you guys from back in the day, you know, doing shows together and, you know, chopping it up and, you know, really, really talking good content. So it was really a little nostalgic for me to watch you guys
Yeah.
and, you know, talk about everything Jets. And so that was really a treat.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate in regards to
okay.
Allen Lazard.
Let's go.
You know, I was a frustrated Jets fan, just like everyone else, with the drops and you know,
Mhm.
kind of the lackadaisical play and stuff like that. But I'm going to give an analogy in regards to
Okay.
Lazard with
I like
with
analogies.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
All right.
So if you follow baseball and you know there's certain pitchers, they like certain catchers to pitch to.
Mhm.
And you know, which make them more effective, you know,
Yeah.
and when they get another catcher, you know, they may not be so effective. So, you know, you look at Lazard and his career with Aaron Rodgers,
Mhm.
and you say to yourself, oh, you know, they had a good connection, right?
Seemed like it, yeah.
But if you look at Lazard's career, I mean, like as expectations go, what does everybody expect from Lazard? Do you think that he's a 1,000-yard receiver?
Well, he
He's
never was in Green Bay.
He's
Yeah.
never been a 1,000-yard receiver. I
Mhm.
mean, the most receptions he's ever had in a career was in 2022 when he had 60 receptions.
Mhm.
And his best average was in 2019 when he had like, I think it was like a 17 yard average per catch.
Mhm.
So, I mean, what does that translate to here, you know, last year with the Jets? Well, with a subpar quarterback throwing to him, you know, and you can say Zach Wilson, you can say some of the other ones. I mean, it's going to be those numbers or, you know, whatever production is going to take a hit. So I say all of that to say, you know, Lazard, I mean, I think in the show yesterday that you had and Green Bean and Woody and you talked about this, there may be an opportunity that he has a bounce back this year with Aaron Rodgers as opposed to some of the subpar quarterback play that he's played with last year.
Mhm.
And, you know, if you look at his frame, you look at, you know, at the very least, he is a red zone target.
Sure.
He is also pretty fast. So, you know, if you know, a 9 route in the clutch, he's gonna, you know, he's gonna be there, you know, to catch the ball from Aaron Rodgers.
Mhm.
So, you know, is he worth a roster spot? Is he worth the money? Possibly, possibly not. But I'm willing to take the opportunity to see what he has to offer this year with Aaron Rodgers. Let's call last year a mulligan and, you know, see what we got with him moving to this year. Because obviously, outside of the fact that he's Aaron Rodgers' friend, the Jets brass thought enough to give him that contract. So those are my thoughts on that.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. Interesting. There's some interesting counterpoints there. I appreciate it, Tio. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I got my coffee and I'll listen for the rest of the show. You do a great job as always. Happy Friday and have a good weekend, my friend.
Thank you, Tio. And for the weekend, you guys can check out the Sunday shenanigans. Just a couple of things I might push back on there a bit. What Phil said, fast. So slow as molasses. I don't know about fast. Kind of a lumbering, big, tall bastard. I don't really know if fast would be one of the first ways I would to describe him. Number two, I was also thinking what Jared B's been thinking. When does someone come into Tio's office and say, back to work? I've been seeing you on these jet shows all damn day. What the hell are you doing here? So I have been thinking, again, I love having Tio on the show, but I am surprised someone hasn't burst in the room. What in God's green earth are you doing in here, pal? You're supposed to be working. So checking in on that. The other thing that we haven't really talked about that Lazard was supposed to bring to the table at a bare basic level, get away from the receiving part, which again, he's being paid as a receiver. What about the run blocking? This big bastard's supposed to be a really good run blocker. That takes effort, energy, utilizing your size and things of that nature. And we haven't seen a lot of that from Lazard so far. So we'll see. Interesting. He is a big dude. And again, maybe there's something to rekindle with the chemistry. Again, they get no savings. It costs them more money to get rid of him. So I would imagine outside of something outside of it, we will see. And Tio says, I am the boss. Okay, well, that'll do that, baby. Okay, I'm waiting for Tio to hire me, baby. That is phenomenal. Okay, that works then, too. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. It pays to be the boss, I guess. All right, let's keep going here. We've got Johnny Boy here on the program. What's up, Johnny? Oh, you're on mute, pal.
I'm good now.
Yes. How are you, my friend?
Oh, living the dream, baby. Taking the kids to school, changing diapers, throw up, you name it. I'm on it.
Super dad. I respect it.
Hey, first and foremost, yesterday, did you give country a try?
Oh, geez, I have not yet. I have not given country a try. I did listen because normally in the car I'm kind of a podcaster, but once the podcasts run out, I'll flip over to Spotify for some music. So I will have to take a gander at whatever suggestions. I'll have to remember. I don't remember because like you told me a bunch of names and I went home. I was like, I got in the car. It's like Banjo Kazooie. What was that? I can't remember. All right,
hey, that was a good game, bro.
It was a good game. I got the 64 over there. I got to blow in some of those cartridges over there. But yeah, I got to try to remember what in God's green earth country music is what is worthy. So you will have to like text me or pigeon carrier or whatever me a list of worthwhile country, and I will give it a whirl for you, Johnny, because I'm a nice guy.
All right. Hey, so all right, talking Jets now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I loved the presser of Salah, bro. I feel like it's the first time we've ever seen him kind of go off, right?
Yeah.
But the way he does it in a manner that's not disrespectful to the man who is Allen Lazard. So as an individual that's all about respect, I respect that, right?
Yeah.
But he's calling the dude out. I think Allen Lazard got paid and he said, fuck it. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? If I get the fucking ball, cool, or if not, whatever. If I drop it, I'm still getting paid.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny, for saying that. And we've seen it in the past. Muhammad Wilkerson's another one, which kills me. I just don't get the mentality, though. Maybe I've never been in the position, so maybe that's why I didn't get $96 million. I didn't get $44 million. So, like, I guess I can't talk. But I don't understand how I'd be like, oh, man, I'm a badass player. Oh, great, I just got the bag. Like, in my head, I'm like, all right, let's get another bag. Or let's put up, like, all pro numbers. Like, let's go kick it. Like, that, I feel like, would be my mentality. Why would I just pack it in, get made fun of on social media, have my career tarnished by all the sucking and laziness and all this other stuff? But you're right. Maybe that's it. He just said, hey, as long as the check's clear, baby, I don't give a flying shit.
You know, and if this organization is on some, like, you know what, like, we're going to be serious about stuff and they want to make a big deal of something, they would cut a Lazard and say, any of you motherfuckers that are here are cuttable. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's been teams that have done that in the past where you have a player that is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you know what? The organization, Bill Belichick, as much as I don't like that dude, it's the truth. You weren't doing your shit, bro. You were playing for some other CFL team or whatever during that. You know what I mean? So like seeing Salah say those things and Salah talking about that's a big word to use, edge. I mean, your edge is what makes you and motivates you to get you to that point that makes you so explosive. His biggest thing we always said was blocking. He's a great blocker.
Yeah.
And he had the most penalties as the wide receivers last year for the Jets.
Yeah.
You know, so it can't be used, right? I mean, this OTAs, it's OTAs. We're talking about OTAs in May, so I get it, right? But you got these younger guys that are coming in and you're dropping the ball. What kind of example are you showing as an individual that's getting paid $44 million? That's my take on it. You know, now, do I like Allen Lazard as the person? I do. He said everything that needed to be said, but Salah benched his ass. Everybody might think that, you know, he didn't get benched, he got hurt and all that. Nah, Salah said, you know what? Fuck this. You don't want to play because, you know what I mean? Like your boy's not here and shit like that. That's fucking quitting mentality.
That's
man.
weak.
That's that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're an organization that is changing that. So how can you have an individual that's doing that? I mean, maybe they're just keeping him because he's such a cap hit. Right. But if the organization again is like, you know what? F it. I don't want this type of player to be here and everything, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let him go. You know, so and we'll take it, and you know what? And it's gonna fucking make a statement to everybody else in this locker room that we're here to win championships. We're here to build an organization for the future. And if you're not getting ready to be on board, then you know what? Walk the plank, dog, because it is what it is. And I like Lazard. That's the other thing about it too, because I like Lazard, but it's about that JETS, man. It means a lot more than the actual name on back of the damn jersey. And that's the thing that maybe sometimes some of these players forget about, you know? So, but hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing. And JETS in MAY, May. It's fucking crazy.
That's right.
We're all here for it, man. We're fucking nuts, dude. We're crazy.
And I
Country
love it.
music is where it's at, bro.
I'll have to give that a spin. And something that Tio said earlier about the statistical production, like, hey, we can't set our expectations too high. What was Lazard before? Well, when you pay somebody $44 million, expectations change. I get what Lazard had proven in the past. His statistical achievements were insert. So, but when you pay someone $44 million, they didn't pay him $44 million to be an okay run blocker and then have chemistry with Rodgers. They paid him to be a wide receiver 2 on this team, and he didn't live up to that. Now, you could question whether or not, because like, it's not like Lazard said, no, pay me less. You know what I mean? So ultimately the Jets were the one that laid the iron price out there for Lazard. But, it's interesting. It's interesting. The guy, real quick from that, we'll keep going to the phone lines. We've got a lot of callers here. You know, the man that I learned about, so they sign him, and then the offseason happens. We learn more about him. One Jets Drive. I'm learning about the man he is, this undrafted free agent who was originally signed with the Jaguars. He gets cut, goes over, he gets cut, but is on the Jaguars practice squad, gets scooped up by Green Bay. Like, this is a guy who fought for everything. So it is such a diametrically opposed thing to see him fighting for his NFL life, his livelihood, and then fast forward a few years with the Jets and him being so lethargic. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know if Lazard needs to rewatch that One Jets Drive episode about him to like reinvigorate himself or what can do it. But, you know, it's just tough. It's tough. So we'll see. This Lazard story is very interesting. There's a lot of twists and turns. That is for certain. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a beautiful scenery. NY Jets FL next year on the show. What's up, brother?
Oh, good morning. How's it going?
Oh, spectacular. Yeah, it looks great where you are.
Yeah, it's actually not so bad now, but it's gonna hit 97 degrees today. I think we're living in Texas. I think we're living in Texas here. The rain basically stopped for the past month. It's crazy. Yeah, That's crazy. I'd say you cut him. I say you cut him. Lazard is not Quincy Williams, okay? Quincy Williams is the kind of guy you want to keep. You don't want to let that kind of player linger in the locker room like a Zach Wilson, who you kept on the field too long. I mean, I don't care about the money at this point. Let's just go with the young guys. It's an unfortunate error, huge error, but you want to let a cancer linger potentially in the young players, young receivers, as Johnny said. I say, if he doesn't pick it up in the next week, and it's funny when you say pick it up, the guy's a professional player. He should be like on his craft, catch 1,000 balls in the jug machine. So to me, it's mental. At this point, like you said, it's got to be a mental thing with this guy. With he got his bag, and he's like, okay, here I am. Rodgers, throw me the ball and I'll produce. No, son. This is not how this is going to work. You're going to have to do everything everybody else does. You're not a special, little child, as King Losky would say. You're not a special, exception to the rule on any team. Paul, I say do a Belichick-y thing like Johnny said, and just cut him and deal with the consequences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks, NY Jets FL. Appreciate you.
And I'm a boss too, Paul, so I can say it on my terms too. Have a good day,
there
Paul.
You go. I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's again, if you just want to bite the bullet and say, hey, man, we're trying to win a Super Bowl here. And if someone is being a detriment, and this is the thing I say at my radio station, I work with a lot of interns, a lot of young people come in and learn, and I train them and stuff. And I tell them, if you're not willing to do the behind the scenes stuff, where you're not on camera, you're not on mic, you're not doing anything fun like that, you have to do the behind the scenes stuff for the other stuff to be possible. And the same thing, Lazard has to do the behind-the-scenes work, be a leader. That's also what they paid him for, on top of being a really good receiver. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a new person that's never been on the show before, so let's pop this cherry, baby. We got Devin here on the program. What's up, buddy?
Paul, what's going on, Paul?
How are you?
Hey, man, I've been a big fan of yours. I don't know if you see me in the morning on. I'm probably one of the first ones hitting my like button. For all you people, y'all need to hit the like button. Love your show, brother, and definitely appreciate you and all that you're doing. Love your show, man. The Woody and Boy Green was awesome yesterday. I'm getting to pop my cherry. Usually I'm driving to work in the morning, but I actually had the opportunity to drop my daughter off this morning. So
that's awesome.
I
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, brother. Like it's awesome, man. I love all this Jet content. You know what I mean? Like, I just love it, bro. I love the community. I got Sirius Satellite and all this crap, and I don't even want to listen to ESPN because I have my Jets brethren.
That's it,
baby. You know what I mean? And it's so awesome. It's so awesome. I just wanted to call in and say that, and as it relates to Lazard, man, I got a couple of things that I wanted to put out there for Jets fans to really just kind of think about. One of them being, listen, Lazard is trash. It is what it is, right? what I want, because this is what I thought about, Paul. If we're gonna have a serious conversation, let's think about this. If we were just saying everything was even keel, it is what it is, right? And we're looking at Brownlee versus Lazard. Who are we taking?
Come on.
We're taking Brownlee all day. We're not even going to hesitate. The fact that he's a UDFA, I hate the fact that they hold that against some of these guys because we drafted them. Guess what? Draft picks suck. UDFAs can be awesome. You know what I mean? And we've proven that. And I think we've established a track record of building up our UDFAs. I would also like to ask Jets fans to just quill this hate on Robert Salah. The man had the worst freaking quarterback room in NFL history. And I keep hearing every content creator talk about this. We had the worst quarterback room in the history of the NFL. The man still won 7 games with that. What are we going to do with Aaron Rodgers, bro? So let's just also, let's think about great coaches, right? Let's think about, the the Bill Belichick, everyone calls him the greatest coach, right? Well, he failed the first time when he was in Cleveland. Let's talk about, great coaches that have to, you learn, you make adjustments as you go. We could say the same thing with, what's the name before he went to the Chiefs? Andy Reid was phenomenal in Philly, but they said, hey, guess what? We could do better. So they got rid of him, and we all understand that. So let's give Salah a chance. Let's see what he can do. Let's go with an open mind this season. And, bro, I just wanted to say that. And also, I'm glad we didn't draft Rock Wars for all you ball boys, whatever. I listen because I like to listen to my dudes, you know what I mean? And I listen to Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is purposeful in what he says. I don't care what no one says. If you hadn't picked that up yet, like the dude is purposeful in what he says. And when he says that he likes his tight end room, he likes Kuntz, he specifically called him out. He's not going to call him out and say, I like him if he doesn't think that he is valuable on the team.
Correct.
Let's be easy, people. Let's just be easy. You know what I'm saying? Paul, I appreciate you, brother. Congratulations on your son, man. I was so stoked for that.
Thank you.
I watched the baby reveal, bro, and I was so stoked for that. That was when you popped that green smoke came out, I was like, yeah, we got one. We got one. Yeah, man.
I love
that namesake. Having that namesake is amazing, brother. It's amazing. Hey, man, being a father is awesome, man. It's really amazing. I got to be a father young in life and older in life, and old dad is way better than young dad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Having a kid when you a kid is not a good thing.
Okay.
It's not a good thing. But Paul, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me on so much, man. This is my first opportunity really to get on because I'm usually driving and going to work and I'm listening to Paul. I gotta get my fix in the morning. I'm gonna be honest with you, Paul. So Bobby, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna let you know when people get into your content, like if Paul is not on at 7:30 and I'm driving, I'm like, Paul, where you at, bro? It's 7:31, bro. Where you at? I'm looking for you. But I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. You have a blessed Friday. Your pops is hilarious. I'll be checking them out on Saturdays. I don't always get up for that one, but always checking it out after the fact, man. Tell your pops I'm a vet too. I'm a Navy vet too. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you for your service.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your pops. I give them more props because, so I'm off today and I don't tell people that too much, but like, my job is to counsel vets. So I deal with vets all day as a mental health professional. So I need you Jets content creators to keep my mental health sane. And that's how I got on to Jake and the rest of you guys, because I finally felt like I found people that could identify and express what I'm feeling, and we're off the same mindset. But I do appreciate you very, very much, my brother. I'm just gonna say, I got the headrest. You guys see the headrest right there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
rocking the Yankee today. I can't get down with you with the Boston stuff, though. I'm all New York. I'm DNY for life, and that's it. It's only New York. But I respect that, Paul. Okay. The funny thing is, I used to hate the Celtics when I was a kid because as a Knicks fan. Sure. But this Tatum and Jaylen Brown, man, I can't say I dislike those guys, man. I wish I could say I hated Boston as much as I did as a kid, but I can't because I like those guys, man. And they work hard. They do it the right way. So you know what, man? Fuck Kyrie. I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse.
I'm straight. No, that's all right. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. I'm ready for that series next week. Oh, that bastard.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to give it to him.
Yeah, Paul. All right, brother. I will hang up and I'll let somebody else get on. But I appreciate you so much, man. And thank you again. And thank you for being consistent with your content, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Devin. And you have such an important job, man. So just always remember that, man, for our vets. I've got so many vets, in my life, and you just have you have such an important job, brother. So keep it up, man. You're doing God's work, and it's cool. It's cool to hear people for the first time that have something going on. But I love that because that's what I was telling Bobby earlier. It is that appointment viewing. We only normally have it for a couple of things in our life. Jets games. When's the Jets on? Okay, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. When are the Jets on? We got to be on for that. And I love that we've created just a small slice of Boy Green Daily. 7:31. Where the hell is this bastard? Where is he? He's supposed to be on every day. Was he lying? Was he taking a day off? That sicko? So I love it. Yeah, stay on it. And it's cool to hear from Devin, man. That's awesome. What a great story. All right, let's keep the train rolling, baby. A guy who this ain't his first rodeo. He's been riding this horse for a while. And let's bring him on the show. We'll jump in. This one just popped in here. EZ, our resident OC here on the show. What's up, EZ? Oh, maybe some technical difficulties there. We'll come back to you, EZ. Let's go to our boy B-Mac here on the show. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Paul. Good morning. Good, beautiful Friday morning to you. The
I appreciate that.
sun's shining out here in Massachusetts. And, hopefully we can, have a nice, beautiful Friday day.
Yes.
I want to bring up 2 points. Two conversations here. First of all,
sure. Yeah.
To the Lazard thing real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're a Packers guy. So, yeah, give us the Lazard thing because
yeah.
I'm very interested in your answer because, again, to me, and you'll know this better than anybody. I know he didn't sign with you guys initially, but we're talking about Jason Brownlee, who I love, by the way. Lazard was an undrafted free agent. He was a guy who lived the dream. He fought for his roster spot. He fought for his opportunity on the field, especially, again, initially in Jacksonville and then in Green Bay, and then developed the relationship and then got his contract and then gets reunited on the other side. Like, come on, man. Like, where is that fight? Where is that fire that he had? That's what I'm questioning. But, yeah, give us your take on the Lazard thing as a Packers guy.
Yeah, so first of all, the reason Lazard, I'm just going to take it back to a little bit of memory lane.
Sure, yeah.
The reason Lazard got his opportunity that he got is that I remember in 2019, that Monday Night Football game when we beat the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And we were struggling, right? We didn't have no wide receivers. We didn't have no Devontae Adams. I think Devontae was hurt in that game, so he couldn't play. Guys were dropping balls. I think only number one was MBS and a bunch of UDF guys. So we were struggling on offense, and then Rodgers went over to the sideline, and Lazard was on the sideline. Lazard wasn't even playing; he was on the sideline. Rodgers went on the sideline, called him out, and said that get me number 13 because that's what his jersey number was in the Green Bay 13.
Okay.
Who's that number 13 guy? Get that number 13. I can use him. I need him. And then Lazard went in there with him. Rodgers got him in the game. Lazard went in there with him, and he took advantage of his opportunity. He made a few crucial clutch catches, and he had a touchdown in that game. And every 3 times since then, after that, he started to take advantage of his opportunities. He started making catches. He was always the third reliable option for Rodgers. You know what I mean? Because we had Devontae, MBS was like our speedy guy. He wasn't a number 2, but he was like a speedy threat guy. And then Lazard was our number 3. And I always look at Lazard like a poor man version of James Jones. Like I always look at him because James Jones was that guy that would make tough contested catches, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you watch James Jones and Rodgers connection back then, James Jones, would drop easy passes, but those tough catches, he can make. Lazard, as Lazard makes those kind of tough contested catches where Rodgers just puts the ball right in the spot and he's right there. He comes down with it. And then and then the year after that, Lazard elevated his game more. You know what I mean? He started, stepping up and into that bigger role. Was there? Was really like was Rodgers' biggest target. I think one game against the Saints, he had like about 2 touchdowns or something like that.
By the way, random callback. James Jones, 2012 was the year, the 14 touchdown year that came out of nowhere. He was just 2, 1, 5, 5, 7, 14, 3, 6.
14. Yeah. James Jones led the
wow,
league in
what a
touchdown.
year that was from James Jones. That year.
James
He
Jones
did,
led the
yeah.
league in touchdown passes. In touchdowns that year too in 2012. So
yes,
I don't know. I don't know. I think last year, and no, I'm not making excuses for Allen Lazard. You know what I mean? Like he was terrible last year. Like he
god
was
awful.
and it's not just about him dropping balls. It seems like he just below his hands and gave up as soon as Rodgers went down.
Seemed like it. And that seems
It's
like a terrible thing to just say, like, okay, I match a catch of passes from Aaron Rodgers pretty easy, you know? And what I mean by that is Aaron Rodgers puts it in a great position. You still have to catch the ball, but he helps you out putting it in your vicinity only where you can catch it. So sure, I'm sure that's fun. Woo, I'm a wide receiver. I'm catching passes from Aaron Rodgers. This is wonderful. But I imagine that when things go south, like you still got to rally. You're professional. It's not like you signed to the dotted line. $44 million, only catch passes from Aaron Rodgers. Like, that wasn't in the contract. So, like,
I just think last year, first of all, he wasn't expecting Rodgers to go down in full blazer. No one expected
neither
that,
were we.
You know
Join the club, pal.
Yeah, like that was, but, you know, like, if you would have told, like, last year, like last summer, right? If you would have told someone, Aaron Rodgers, who's been an Iron Man throughout his career, right, that doesn't, like barely misses games, was gonna get hurt on a full play of the year to start the year, people would start laughing at you. Like, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he might get hurt mid-year, like in November or something, to get banged up or something like that. But 4 plays going down with torn Achilles, you know what I mean? So I think he wasn't. Again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that what was. I think that was the reason why, and the other reason why is that. Look, man, Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, like who can really you can
Trevor
have
Siemian,
like you can have a prime Jerry Rice, no one can produce for those type of quarterbacks, man.
Except for Garrett Wilson, who apparently is the only receiver in Jets franchise history who started his first 2 years with 1,000 yards. At least he can produce, apparently, regardless.
But no one's Garrett Wilson on the team. No one's Garrett Wilson.
That's
Garrett
true.
Wilson's a different breed. You know what I mean? Hell, I mean. Mike Williams is not Garrett Wilson. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
And I don't think Mike Williams can produce with that terrible quarterback play.
Yeah.
So all I want to say is that if it's true that he's not putting in 100% effort, now putting in 100% effort is one thing. I don't care who your quarterback is. If you're not putting in the work, if you're not putting in 100% effort, if you're not if you're just giving up and not saying F it, I got paid and I'm just here for a paycheck, then you have to let that guy go.
Sure.
Because you can't have a guy in your locker room who says all about the money and not about the work. Like you can be about the money, but you have to be about the work and
of course.
effort too. You know, you can't just be and that's the thing that Rodgers would not stand for. Rodgers would not stand for guys who's just about, who's just all complacent, and who's just guys who just come in and who are lazy. Rodgers don't deal with lazy guys because Rodgers would get rid of your, will cut your throat off just like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, who's friends he's with. You know what I mean? You could be his best friend, and if you're not 100% committed, he will ice you just like that. He's like Michael Jordan. To the fact that if Michael Jordan, if he sees you not putting in the work and the effort and all that stuff, he's gonna cut you off just like that. No, get out of here, go. The reason why he punched Steve Kerr in the face because Steve Kerr wasn't putting in the effort and all that stuff, and so I think with Lazard, look, if he's on the team, he's on the team. It is what it is. It's for one more year, and at worst, he's gonna be your number 4.
Sure.
But if it's true that if he's just, if he's not all in and he's not laser focused, and if he's just out and if he's just complacent, and then I think y'all need to cut your losses because y'all are in a win now situation. This team needs to win for everybody to be back the following year.
I agree.
And so. And this team and the Jets don't have time for laziness and complacency. You know, I mean, they need guys that are all on deck.
I concur.
And if they don't have a guy who is all on deck, then I think you should let him go. And like I said, Jason Brownlee, you know, Rodgers has been talking up great about Jason Brownlee. And when Rodgers say things, there's reasons to it. You know what I mean? So maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe Jason Brownlee could beat you, you know, before, you know what I mean? And or not Xavier Gibson, you know, he's like that speedy guy, slot guy. You know, who knows? I mean, Rodgers spoke great about those guys. So maybe those guys can fill in and do better and, you know, give you some production there.
Yeah, we can only hope. B-Mac, thanks for calling in, brother.
And the one thing I do want to say,
sure,
I don't want to take too long. So I'm gonna make this quick because you got more callers.
No, of course.
I do want to say is that people, the whole national media was talking about this yesterday. It was on ESPN.
Sure.
It was on Fox. It was on Speak. And Kurt Warner, it started by Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner brought this up. He talked about Rodgers, and he said that, you know, he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, but he doesn't get into that GOAT conversation unless he gets to another Super Bowl and wins another Super Bowl. And, you know, ESPN was, like Get Up and First Take was talking about it.
Okay.
You know, Damian Woody and Harry Douglas, you know, said that Rodgers has underachieved in his career.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, and Harry Douglas said that Rodgers hasn't lived up to elite status. And you know, those things rubs me the wrong way.
Sure.
Because how can you not live up to elite status and you won 4 MVPs and
a Super Bowl?
And you've been, you know, play at the highest level that he's had. And what so bothers me about about nowadays, man, about this stuff is that people just want to look at championships. Like that's all. Like if you're not winning championships, you're nothing. You know what I mean? If you don't have 2 Super Bowls, you're trash. If you don't have 3 Super Bowls, you're garbage. If you don't have 5, you're nothing. You know, like it seems like now the gold standard is win championships. If not, then you can't. Then shut up and go away. Like, what's your whole opinion about all this, that he's not in a GOAT conversation because of championship this and championship that?
I'm a championship guy personally. That matters. But I would say this: when people say they didn't live up to the billing, I bet Dan Marino would have liked 1 ring. Aaron Rodgers has 1. Drew Brees has 1. There's a bunch of really good quarterbacks in history that have 1. And 1 is better than 0. Would you have liked more? That was kind of the conversation with Peyton Manning at the tail end with the Broncos. He had the 1 with the Colts, but they beat that bad Bears team, and people were like, what else? And then he won the second one. Now he won the second one, and the body wasn't great, and he kind of got carried through the Carolina Panthers game. So long story short, I want to be quick here with this answer. I want to be quick here. I would just say that I believe Aaron Rodgers is one of the most gifted passers of all time. Number 1, he already has a Super Bowl championship. He has 4 NFL MVPs. Could he achieve more? I think that's more so on some of the teams. He hasn't been perfect in all of those playoff losses, and you could speak to that better than anybody. But I believe there's more to accomplish, and that's why he's so motivated for this potential second championship with the New York Jets. There's only been 2 quarterbacks that have won multiple Super Bowls with different teams. That is Tom Brady, who did with the Patriots and the Bucs. That's Peyton Manning, who did with the Colts and the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers could be the 3rd quarterback in history to be able to accomplish that. So
do you think it makes Rodgers look bad that he went to 1 Super Bowl, like he has 1 Super Bowl appearance?
Does it make him look bad? That would be one way to describe it. To me personally, no. People say with his talent, boy, he should have been to like 1,000, and Tom Brady is the reference, but Tom Brady is an outlier. Joe Montana is an outlier. Terry Bradshaw, these quarterbacks in history that have won multiple championships in these dynasties are different. And for whatever reason, Aaron Rodgers wasn't able to win one, but win more than one, excuse me. And we will see if he's able to do it here with the Jets. So I don't look at him differently. I hate when people like Ryan Clark said that when the Jets acquired Aaron Rodgers the first time, he was like, but yeah, he's only had 1 Super Bowl win. If he had 2, you'd be like, well, he only has 2. that's how the conversation would keep going. It would never end. So to those people, suck it, baby. I don't care.
All right, well, that's it, Pablo Green. Great conversation again. I'm gonna continue this streak going.
Okay,
and,
keep it rolling.
Thank you, and go Packers and go Jets.
All right, thank you, B-Mac, for joining the show. And by the way, for the folks wondering, that was over. That was over the number. That was over the number for people in the chat. That was over. Sure was. That was over the number. That is fair to say. That was over. Definitely bet the over, which is fine. But as Tio said, gonna make this quick. Appreciate you. I heard the question earlier. I can't find the comment anymore, but I think it was Jared B. He asked me my opinion on the. He asked me my opinion. New record. Okay, that's good to hear, Tio. New record. Bang. I think it was a question from Jared B about the Jalen Waddle contract, real quick, and we had the Nico Collins contract. Nico Collins one. I'll give that one real quick. Garrett Wilson has more catches, like 70 less receiving yards than Nico Collins, who just got that 3-year $75 million or whatever it was, something like that. I think it's 3 years, 75, and Jalen Waddle just got another $70 million and change. Like, the fact of the matter is, Garrett Wilson, folks, if you compare Jalen Waddle to Garrett Wilson for a second, 2 of their seasons are incredibly similar. Garrett Wilson's only had 2 seasons. Jalen Waddle's had 3. But Garrett Wilson, 2 of his 3 seasons are eerily similar to Jalen Waddle. The one difference is Jalen Waddle has a big year in there that's like 1,300 plus receiving yards. If Garrett Wilson accomplishes that this season, which a lot of people believe he will, could be 100 plus catches, could be 1,300 yards, could be double-digit touchdowns. He will have all the comparable numbers to Jalen Waddle and maybe even pass him in some of those categories. So he is getting the bag. Now, he can... The first time he's eligible to get paid is next offseason. So we'll see when and if and how all that hoopla is going to be figured out. But that's the big thing for me, is that I see the Jalen Waddle money and I see all these other cats that are coming up, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb and some of these other guys. And I hear Jared B saying Waddle is a number 2. Yeah, because of Tyreek Hill. And that's a lot of moolah, and he's in the top 5. I think he's number 4 in the highest paid receivers. It's $28 million and change per year is his number, is $28 million, and he's 4th now. I heard yesterday on NFL Network, and the highest paid wide receivers. The Dolphins are one of, I think, 3 teams in the league that are paying multiple receivers at least $20 million per year. So it's a unique gift. Obviously, Jalen Waddle will be a number 1 receiver on another team, so I don't put a lot of stock in. He's only a number 2 or this or that. Think about Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Those are another pair of 2. I think Garrett Wilson is really, really good, and he's going to get paid. He's going to get the bag, and it's going to look very similar to that. I don't think he's going to be in the Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb money conversation unless he has, like, a Brandon Marshall season 2015 where it was 109 catches, 1,502 yards, and 14 tutties. Unless he has something like that, I don't think he's jumping into that other category, but he'll be borderline top 5-ish. I think that's probably the number that old Garrett Wilson is going to get. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And sorry to Easy. I know he tried calling in a few times, but there was a technical glitch. So sorry about that, pal. We'll have to get you on another time, Easy. But I saw you. Thank you so much. We will have my father on tomorrow for some Hop on Pop. Looking forward to that. Of course, we'll always keep those phone lines open. So to the 600 people in the room, like the video, hit subscribe, keep the train rolling, baby. And here's our final message. Always bet the over. Wink. We'll see you next time. Take care. And thank you.